Are you ready for a bold statement? You know, this video is going to be about why this coronavirus issue is happening, what's going to happen the next few months, and how to get yourselves, each individual, each family, how to get yourselves prepared for a new way of life on earth, globally, economically, because a new way of living is being formed intentionally, starting with this coronavirus and one more step following, another thing. Each step is to introduce a new way of living, establishing a new way of living. And it is going to lead to, a world war, an economical collapse worldwide, not a temporary shutdown as it is now, but an official depression globally. And the good that's going to come from this. So we will begin with this video talking about from now to the next few months and not going beyond that. The coronavirus was not created by Chinese people eating bats. It was created by the American government and a few other governments of other countries that have the agenda to bring complete failure to the United States and transition or transform it to being not necessarily a communist country, but more severe than socialist country. So somewhere in between those two. I will be more specific. Are you ready for the end of times as you know it coming? This has been foretold from various cultures over various centuries. This is not new news. It's been predicted long ago, even before the Bible, but including in the Bible. The end of times as you know it on earth. 2/3 of Earth's population will be leaving one way or another. These people are not able to evolve and grow and live in love, joy, peace, and harmony. Simply put, the remaining 1/3 of the people will continue living on earth. They will all, emphasizing that word all, they will all be living in small communities, and that is why they're going to remain, because they are going to be living in communities that are self-sufficient, independent, interdependent, helping one another with what's needed to survive and thrive and live. And much of what I will be sharing is about what to do, how to do it, and other information needed to support you during this time and give you needed knowledge to prepare you for how to do all of this, accomplish this. And very detailed information also, down to what herbs to have on hand, what to grow, what to eat, what not to eat. how to pray aright, like correctly or ideally, to get more effectiveness and many other detailed, much more detailed knowledge, information. The American government and a few other countries, so Iran, Pakistan, China, America, meaning American government, not Trump, not the so-called Republican politicians, and not the so-called, is that correct, Democratic politicians. Who governs them? Who's the true government of this country? That's the false government. We are talking about the group of about 50 people that are known as the deep state. Yes, that's who I am referring to. You have to grow and evolve. You all are responsible collectively, wholly, for creating this situation on Earth. And you all are going to have to create a different situation on Earth. It cannot just be fixed for you by us or God. Otherwise, you just create the same thing again. These countries are already formed together as a united front for one sole purpose: to make, everyone on Earth like, like factory workers, not living in chains, not necessarily living in poverty, but living a very reduced quality of life, like a certain system or way of life, and all living basically kind of the same way. I don't know, small homes where you live in and work jobs you're assigned to and eat the food you're given, and you're taken care of in a certain way, and you all just live under their thumb, so to speak, dependent on them, not exactly like slaves as you would term that or define that, but similar, close enough, not free to, live your lives, I don't know, independently, not free to come and go as you choose, not free to become more successful and have a higher quality of life, not free to voice your opinions or beliefs or, ideas openly, conformed, like a very conformed way of life, a strong version of socialism. And they want to be glorified. This is what's underlying this desire. Ego. That is all. Ego, wanting to be glorified, powerful, in control, ruling the world and everyone in it and everything in it. And in these several countries, and it's several countries total, it's going to be several countries total, and this quote group of about 50 people are going to be kind of in cahoots with each other, kind of on the same side, if you will, and they are formulating a way to get everyone in America broken and not able to live freely anymore or independently. And they are going to bring in troops. It's from other countries. entering America and making their claim, making their stance that they're here to handle anybody that gets disorderly or doesn't follow the rules. The American military, they will be on hold. They will simply be on hold because the American government will not allow them to. It is coming to that. It will come to that. And there will not be anybody running the military, basically. It will be overrided. It is hard to understand when you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle together yet. I understand. But this country will not be run or controlled by the President of the United States anymore, nor the American military. Basically kind of nullified, not powerful, not in control, not running the show. And they're already doing it now. Trump does not want this to happen. They, not Trump, have closed down this country, and Trump cannot do anything about it. The main purpose of our talking is not to talk about, all the chaos and bad things and unjust things that are occurring now and are going to continue occurring, but to give you helpful information to help you all, support you all, help you all survive, thrive, and go through this time well-informed and prepared and understanding of why it's happening and what's needed to get through it. So enough said already. Many of these details are not important, but what is important is what to do to support yourselves and, go forward in the right direction. Right now, you all have to wait. You cannot do much outside your homes, clearly. So what can you do while you're in your homes right now? You can shine the light that you are from your heart channel, your solar plexus, and your base chakra, solar plexus and heart. Focus on opening and enlivening and supporting these three chakras right now to absorb and allow for more light, life energy, your source of life, God energy, to flow more into your body and being. How do you accomplish this? You learn teachings that you feel in alignment with to accomplish this. There are many, and some will prefer this type of teaching from this religion or culture or lack of religion, but an area of knowledge or teachings from this spiritual growth teacher. It does not matter so much as long as that's the goal and the intention. And the knowledge is for that purpose. I would like to give my personal recommendations for this, but there are others out there now that you can follow if you feel inclined with that or in alignment with them or those sources of teachings. I will share some teachings about this, and it's up to you to take it or leave it. But getting yourselves at a higher vibration energetically is necessary to survive through this time. Lower frequency beings that are emanating a lower quality of energy, more fearful, more scattered, more angry, more violent, more stressed, more upset. This energy is a lower form or quality of energy. A higher quality of energy is peaceful, calm, harmonious, loving, kind, patient, caring, giving, forgiving. Simple, isn't it? It's so simple. You need to improve the quality of your energy if you want to, really end up remaining on Earth and growing and thriving and reaching the whole purpose, of living life on Earth in your state of bliss that you are, the state of bliss that you are and have lost touch with long ago. So I would like to begin with a couple recommendations to begin with, and not too many at once. So you will be able to implement them or incorporate them easier. Each and every one of you follow the source or form of teaching or teachers that you feel in alignment with, but make sure you follow something that has this purpose. So I will begin with a breathing exercise and a praying exercise. A breathing exercise gets energy flowing through the body, less restricted, by breathing in deeply and then breathing out fully, kind of slowly in a relaxed manner, and breathing in to your bottom chakra or base chakra. Look at a picture online, get an idea of where that's located, but that's at the pelvis area for those who might not know or be familiar. So inhale into that base chakra area. Just have your attention on the base chakra, like you are breathing into that chakra and you're exhaling from that chakra location. Breathing into that chakra and out. Just have your attention and awareness on that chakra and do 7 complete breaths in and out. Then go to the solar plexus chakra and do the same thing. Have your attention on the solar plexus chakra. 7 breaths in, 7 breaths out from the solar plexus area. And then the heart, doing that with the heart. Doing this twice a day will get your life energy flowing and opening these chakras more. And I want to explain briefly what your spiritual energy is. Some call it chi energy, some call it kundalini energy, some call it breath work or breath. It's your breath, source of life. It's your spirit energy, it's God energy, it's life energy. It's connected to God. It is God moving through you, pure energy. Catholic, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, no religion, it's all the same for all of you. I am trying to show you how ignorant it is to think your belief systems are of any relevance. You all have life energy the same. Your goal is to develop it through your body, your human form, fully, unrestricted, and your consciousness, your conscious awareness. So keep the belief systems out of this, please, and just increase spirit energy, chi energy, life force energy in these 3 chakras. So the second exercise, start connecting to this energy. This energy is source, the Father, before any form, invisible white light. It's the light. It's the Mother, Father. It's your creator. It's a formless energy. Leave out the forms, leave out the people, leave out the concepts that limit God to a certain location or a certain person or a certain form of any kind. I am not saying you do not honor Jesus or you do not honor another spiritual growth teacher or the Buddha or your priest or your pastor or your rabbi or angels. I am just saying get connected directly to this formless, invisible energy, which is your source of life. It is God. So by doing this and leaving out the form in your eyes or your perception or your thinking, it will be much, much, much more successful at actually connecting to it consciously. Because when you're thinking of a concept of God or a form, even the highest form, such as a Buddha or Jesus Christ, you're limiting the true nature of God. So it limits your connection, simply put. Your mind's beliefs limit your connection to God. So leave out the forms that create separation, because all forms are separate beings on earth, and talk to the God that is formless energy, the light, and get to developing a love connection with it. Not a he or she, but an it. The form before the he or the she is even created. This will be in your own words, coming from your heart, but with a genuine intention to want to get to know who, what is your creator, your source of life, this invisible energy that keeps you breathing, that keeps you alive, that keeps everything on earth growing and alive, and your universe and beyond. It's the source of all life. So open your heart to it, please. Tell it you want to get to know it more, that you are sincere in wanting to develop your love and devotion to your creator. I will give you many, many more specifics on how to grow and nurture and connect to it, your creator, more and more and more and more ongoing. But for now, just start this communicating. But remember to keep the forms out of it and communicate directly to the invisible source, the Mother, Father. Continue praying to Jesus. Continue talking to Buddha. Continue talking to your priest. I'm not taking away anything from you, human beings. Don't make this complicated, but get connected with your heart to the formless creator. For now, talk to it. Yes. Tell it you are wanting to get to know it better. You are wanting to grow your love and devotion to it. You are inviting it to come into your life consciously, and that you have that desire, that willingness, that intention. You're open to that. You're asking for that. This is the first, that's what's needed first. You will be able to live in communities that stay not too big in numbers, and do not disrupt their their guidelines or their rules, or what they're doing. Yes, you will have the choice to either live under the government's ruling, and you will have the decision to live separately without their care, help, or assistance. It will be elective, but they are going to make you sweat. They are going to make you fearful. They are going to make you starving. They are going to make you helpless, to where the high majority of you are going to accept their way of life and accept being dependent on them and live according to how they choose you to live. So now is the time to start getting prepared to not need their help to survive and continue and even thrive, and be protected, not from the police or the military or even from them, this so-called government that's really maybe not technically government, but universally from God, spiritually protected. If you are literally emanating or vibrating a higher frequency, nothing can touch you. It is the laws of the universe. You could be in the den with lions and remain untouched if you are walking with Christ consciousness. You could be in any situation and be untouched, unharmed. God's universe is made that way. It cannot not be that way. So your ultimate goal is not external from you. Your ultimate goal is internal. Getting your energy, your consciousness, your life energy more expanded, more flowing. What blocks this? Fear. Belief systems that are coming from fear, that are in alignment with fear, that are in alignment with separation. So thoughts that are in alignment with that. So fear-based thoughts, fear-based perception, fear-based emotions, but it's all fear. That's what blocks that. You are love. We are love. Our nature is the light. We are light beings, the Anunnakis and human beings. We created you from the light. But if you lost touch with knowing that, darkness begins. Lots of different forms and experiences of the dark, what is separate from love or detached from love. Sickness, violence, hatred, anger, guilt, shame, horror, sickness, dysfunction, disharmony. It's time to come back to the light. That's what this time is all about. Weeding out those who cannot grow into the light and expand their light within them. You're all leaving this planet and you're not returning. Those who can grow and grow their love, expand their consciousness will create heaven on earth again. The Garden of Eden will be again. Scientifically, of course, they created it intentionally. They let it out intentionally to create this havoc, this fear, which will lead to and already is leading to codependency on your governments for now. That's why. Trump had nothing to do with it. There will be basically no government ruling America anymore and other countries. There will be some explosions in certain areas, including the United States, certain key areas that they want to be like completely destroyed, including the White House, but not limited to the White House. It will be a variety of ways of human destruction. Chemical warfare, yes, that's already been taking place. What's causing all your diseases? Chemicals, poisons. Biological warfare, yes, that's already occurring. And economical collapse. Free-for-all society. You know, disarray. In locations further north will be more safe and removed from diseases, anarchy, more people, infections, clean water, uncontaminated soil or less contaminated soil. Your geographic location is of the utmost importance. In many areas, just being there is going to destroy you physically because masses of people will be around in a state of distress and disarray, and infection will be really much, much, much more of an issue. The hotter, the worse. A last note or notation. You can stay focused on fear and you can stay focused on love. I suggest staying focused on love and the good and God and loving each other and helping each other and supporting each other and spreading love and help and support and kindness and patience and forgiveness and compassion, and not get wrapped up in the majority of the population that's fearful and going to get much more fearful. You have a choice to make. Each and every one of you will choose it for yourselves. You can go toward the light and support that, or you can go toward the dark and support that. It's your choice. So stay focused on the light and God, the forces of the universe, the forces of the light, the forces of love and God itself will support you, will support this, will give you what you need because you're supporting life itself. You're supporting God. You're supporting life in love. So know this and support that consciously and intentionally. You are my children. I love all of you. I am wanting to help you all so much. I am wanting you all to become whole again. I'm filled with the light that you are, and it's finally going to happen. But unfortunately, many of you need to disappear, leave the planet to enable this to happen. And I wish all of you were willing participants, but only about a third of you are at this level of consciousness, willing and able to grow. So I am focusing on 1/3 of the population who will be lights unto each other, and we will create a beautiful life on earth again. And I cannot wait for the dark times to be over. It will be very painful for me to see much of what's coming happening. But it is inevitable. And it will pass. It will not last. It will not be forever, several year period of time. And then, peace on earth, literally. That is all for today.